Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad where we get together and make a card. And today we have a special guest. Cookie is with us. Say hi, Cookie. Say hi. She's very tired and she wants to be near mommy, so she's going to be with us a little bit. But don't pay attention to her, you follow me, okay? She's tired. Okay, today's card is a beautiful, fun, happy everything. Sometimes you need a card that you can just grab and go. And Happy Everything is perfect for that because you can just create a couple ahead of time and then have it ready to go. Now, this one is interesting, and anytime I see pink and orange together, I remember my wonderful friend EL that works at Sizzix because her favorite color is orange and my favorite color is pink. And so we always tease that our colors go perfect together. And don't they look wonderful together? Now, what do we need to create this card? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to need our flamingo to stamp set. That's the first thing. Then we're going to use this drop-in set that I designed for Sizzix. It actually says Happy Everything there at the bottom, and we are going to turn it the opposite way to have it Happy Everything at the top, which is going to be fun. Now, we're also going to be using my archival ink, some of our Stamps of Life markers. We're going to be using our tangerine ink for blending, and the flamingo dies, and some wood flower embellishments, and some of our washi. So we're going to be having lots of fun. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, I always like to start with my card base, just because it makes me feel like I have a foundation to continue up. So here's my card base, easy peasy. It's just a piece of cardstock cut in half and then folded. Done, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our cardstock that we are going to use to create this frame. Now, here is a trick. You really want to use your Sizzix adhesive on the back of this so it's much easier to adhere to your card. We're going to peel this off gently and we're going to add it to our cardstock. Don't do it on your secret weapon. We're going to add it to our cardstock. Any extra we're going to tear off and save for later. You can always save that for later. Just put it back on the carrier sheet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trim the extra off. The reason why I trim this extra off before I put it through the machine, what if I trim this over and try to die cut there? It's not going to be sticky and I'm going to get mad. So I don't want that to happen. So that goes in a separate scrap pile, but this is the golden stuff because this has the adhesive all on it. So we're going to take that, we're going to lay that down, and we're going to open up the die. Now this die set is really fun because it doesn't have to say Happy Everything. It can say Merry Christmas, Happy Anniversary, or it could have flowers. So you get to pick what it says. This time though, we do want it to say Happy Everything. So there's a Happy Everything. Now, when I lay this down, I'm gonna lay it on my secret weapon first so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna lay blade down, blade down. When I lay this down, if I lay my Happy Everything so I can read it, it will be at the bottom like it is on the packaging, Happy Everything. But if I turn it this way so you can read it, it will be Happy Everything up at the top. So there's two options here. We're going to do it up at the top so our flamingo fits at the bottom. So we're going to lay all of this down. So I'm going to reset it and put it into the machine. There's one. Again, we don't want any speed bumps, so we're going to make sure we lay this at an angle. And I, of course, am using my extended magnetic platform. I'm going to look at the words and make sure that it's the top third that is going to have the words. We literally just drop that in. Now don't forget, I could have dropped it in and had it say Merry Christmas, or I could have dropped it in and had it say Happy Everything, or Happy Anniversary, or the flowers. Now we're going to get our cutting pad. Now, another tip about this, if you're not going to use your precision base plate because that's a lot of blade, I highly recommend you run this through at least twice because there's so much blade on those words. And in fact, I'm going to, ever so much, move that a little bit more because I don't want those words to be a speed bump at all for my machine because I want to get a successful cut the first time through. So I'm going to lay that down and I'm going to run it through. Now I am going to run it back through again. Normally I would use my precision base plate because there's so much blade. So I ran it through once and then I'm just going to run it right back. And I love my Express machine. I can't believe how much I love it. I'm embarrassed about how much I love it. I had to use my Big Shot the other day for a video and I was like, oh yeah, you have to turn it. Oh, I forgot. Although, you can't go wrong with either one. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we've also cut a white one that's gonna go in the back, and I just used the big rectangle from that set to cut the white one. Okay, so now we're gonna lift this up. We're gonna pull this out and you can see it is nice and cut. Now there's 4 little chads. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the dies came together. We're just gonna pull those apart, pull it apart, and you can see it's all nice and cut. Kind of pull it, I'm tearing the adhesive sheet backing paper. Okay, now I have those other 2 chads. Now make sure you save these pieces because these are the good stuff. This has the adhesive on the back. So I have a special bucket over here on my table that holds only dies that have, only scrap paper that has the adhesive on the back. So then I know, and I'm gonna be extra careful when I pull this one out because I don't wanna tear, and I wanna leave the backing on because I'm gonna do something else real quick. So I'm being extra careful. There we go. So I'm gonna save that because I can fit a lot on there, trust me. Now, what we wanna do is see how pretty that looks? I wanna get a piece of scratch paper and I am going to ink this a little bit because I want it to pop out just a little bit more. So we're gonna just use this. On the blenders, I always like to use my smaller pads so I don't contaminate my big pads with fuzz. And I'm gonna be a little gentle with this because I really don't want anything to happen to that. Look at, oh my goodness gracious. It just makes it pop even more. And I'm just doing the bottom. I think on our sample we did the whole thing. I'm just gonna do the bottom of the Happy Everything. Just so it really pops. And let's see, do I wanna do the, oh wait, let's get more of that one. Look how cute that is. Okay, that looks great. Inking just adds another dimension to your project. So now what we're gonna do is we're not gonna worry about all those little extra pieces in there. See that Happy Everything, all those extra pieces? Because when we peel off the sticker sheet, we are gonna get most of those with it. It's gonna come off with it. So we're gonna peel this off. Watch this. Most of the trash is gonna come with the carrier sheet. Now, not all of it will, but a good portion of it will. So there, see there's a whole bunch that I didn't have to worry about. Now there are still a couple little pieces, so I'm just gonna put my finger on the back and they will stick to my finger and they will come out. That's the lazy way to do it. You could also poke them out if you wanted to, but I'm lazy. Okay, so now we have all those extra pieces out. Look how nice it cut. And we are going to, see now I have them all over my fingers. So now we're gonna lay this rectangle on top of the white one. We do know they were cut with the same die, so they are the exact right size. I'm gonna just spend a second to line that up. There we go. And look at that. Now we're going to spend a moment and we're gonna lay down our little pieces. Now remember, they have adhesive on the back, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, you gotta love that. Okay, now let's move on to what else we have to do. We are going to add some washi tape to the bottom of this. And I'm gonna ideally peel up a little bit of this. Let's see if we can peel this up. I should have done this before, but we're just gonna peel up the bottom right there. And we're gonna get some washi tape. I still have orange all over my hands. Isn't that funny? Cookie, how you, oh, you're sleeping over there. Come on, washi tape. Washi tape sometimes gets the best of me in the beginning. Come on, we can do it. There we go. Oh, this is a new one. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay this, come here. We're gonna lay this right, and the reason why we're doing this underneath is because, I'll show you in just a second, but we're gonna lay this like right there. Try to get it straight. There we go. Then we can put that orange back on, and we're gonna simply, we'll tear that, fold this over. So we don't have to worry about it being the exact right size because we're just gonna fold it over. Now look at that, isn't that cute? Now let's get our card base, and look at how much that inking just added. I hope you can see that on video. It just really adds that extra dimension. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add adhesive to the back of this. And we're gonna drop that down. But don't push it down all the way yet because we're gonna add our green ribbon. I am notorious for forgetting things like this. So we're gonna not push it down all the way. We're gonna slide this under. But it's nice to have the adhesive already on the back of this so it's like kind of laying down. So then we can kind of push that down there. So let's tie our ribbon, and we're just doing a knot, thankfully. So we're gonna tie that, whoops, don't get all messed up there. Come on, be nice to me. I love seam binding. Oh, there we go. And we're just gonna tie a little knot. We're gonna finish that off in just a minute though. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we need to work on our flamingo because that's like the hero of the project, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our stamps out. Now when you use the archival ink, when you use the archival ink, you are going to know that it's going to stain your stamp. It's not gonna hurt your stamp, but it's gonna stain your stamp. Why do you wanna use the archival for this? Because we're gonna use our markers to color. So we want to use the archival ink. It will stain our stamps, but it will not hurt our stamps, okay? And we're gonna first, oh, I used the big one. We don't want the big one, we want the little one. Look how cute that guy is. Okay, we're gonna switch that out. I need the smaller one. Put him back, grab this one. Okay, whoops, let's lay him on there straight. Okay, so now we're gonna ink this baby up. Stamp on scratch, because this is the first time we've used it. Perfect. And then we're going to get our paper. Where is my paper? There it is. Okay, so we're gonna lay that down and we're gonna ink this up. And then we're gonna stamp it. Now, of course, I'm using my Stamper Secret Weapon below me, so I get a good image every time as long as I press on the back. Perfect. And then we're gonna die cut this. So we're going to, and I actually already have one that's done because it's dry for sure, so we wanna make sure it's dry. We're gonna lay that one down and we're going to get our die. This is the die that matches. Lay that guy down. Now, of course, I'm using my magnetic platform because look how fantastic that is. That die won't go anywhere. So, oh, and I see I have an extra piece there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna lay that down and line that up. Get it exactly where we want it to do. Go. Cook, how you doing back there? I heard you make a noise. We're gonna lay that down. Now, I always recommend stamping first and then die cutting. You'll get a better result. Stamp first, then die cut. Okay, now we have our cute little flamingo. Our cute little flamingo. Now we're gonna color it. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna play and have some fun. I think I'm gonna do this first. We're gonna just add guava. Look how cute that is. Now, there is no wrong way to color, okay? I don't care what anybody ever tells you. There is no wrong way to color. Do you think the people you give your card to know if you used markers that cost $10 each or markers that cost $1.25 each? They don't know, I assure you. They are just gonna be so happy that you gave them a card, they're not gonna even think about it. So there's that part. Then we're gonna use Candy. Did you know I used to have a cat named Candy? I did. I did. I got her for my 16th birthday, so I named her Candy for my sweet 16. Okay, so it's a little bit darker. Let's add a little extra pieces there. Kind of feather it out a little. Okay, and then we're gonna use orange for the beak. I love to color when I'm watching TV. So I'll stamp a whole bunch of images and I'll get my water brushes out and I'll get my markers out and I will just color, stamp and color. People think I'm crazy because I'll do it while I'm watching TV in bed. And we have a comforter that's like off-white and they're always worried I'm gonna mess it up. But I'm like, you know what? We have a dog and a cat. They've messed it up way more than I'll ever mess it up. So there's my cute little guy. And let's add him to our, dry him off a little, and we're gonna add a couple little foam squares to him. I think Cookie's getting ready to get down here, so we better hurry up. So we're gonna add these little guys, and then we are almost done. We're gonna add this guy right here. Look how cute that is. And then we're gonna add, let's see, we're gonna trim this down. Now we can go back to our green. Trim that down, trim that down. We can add a little bit of twine behind this, just to add another little amount of excitement. Now we can do a bow or we can do a knot. We did a bow over there, so I'll do a bow over here. So we're gonna tie this, and then we're gonna add a cute little button to this. Look how cute this is. Let's make that a little smaller. Okay, and then we're gonna trim that. Trim that. These scissors are fantastic, by the way. And then we're gonna add a little button. Look how cute that is. And then to finish it all off, we're gonna use some wooden embellishments. It's so fun to have everything that just coordinates so well together that we can just throw these all on and be ready. So let's add this one, whoops. Let's add this one right there. Okay, Cookie, we'll get you down in just a second. We're almost done. You just gotta finish off this last second. There we go. And look at how fun our card is. Cook, do you see our card? We are ready for happy everything, and it's so much fun. And thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad, where we make a flamingo card. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.